Day 208, ferries. I decided to do a separate video just about the ferries in the Bay Area because it can be a little confusing. There are 3 separate ferry systems that operate out of San Francisco that I'm going to cover in this video. There could even be more. At least 3 different sets, and you'll see what I get by that. But before I get into the juice of it, I just really quickly wanted to tell a quick little personal story from when we were kids. When I remember we used to go on the ferries was for Spare the Air Day. My mom would plan these really cool field trips for us to go out to Marin County. And that's my experience of hopping on the ferries. We would go on Spare the Air Day. And I remember one time we met Jason Schmidt. If you know who that baseball player is, don't worry, I didn't. My brother recognized him, but he signed my bag. Anyway. So, the ferry building in San Francisco. This is actually a cool fact about the ferry building is that to the right, the piers are even numbered, and to the left, they are odd numbered. That's how the ships, when they come in, know which direction to go. It's not 1, 2, 3. That'd be a little confusing. So the ferry building operates, if I'm not mistaken, lines to 5 different destinations. There's 2 different Alameda ones. There's Oakland, Jack London Square. There's Vallejo. There's Richmond. There's South San Francisco. So maybe there's 6, and I could be missing one. But those are the lines that operate out of the ferry building. Now, if you go to Pier 39, you'll see that there are also ferries there. To my knowledge, those are not commuter ferries. Those are, for all intents and purposes, like special events, or you book those tickets through a private company, not a transit agency. And I could be wrong about that. But there are all of the Marin County lines, which is the Golden Gate ferries, Larkspur, I don't know if San Rafael is a destination, but there's about 5 or 6 destinations in Marin County. There is the Alcatraz ferry, which is its own thing. You will only board that ferry for all of 5 minutes, by the way, if you visit Alcatraz. And then last but certainly not least, there's the Treasure Island ferry, which is its own thing as well. So finally, I want to talk about, is there a ferry line that I'm missing? No, I think I've covered all of them. I guess the one I was going to throw in, but not to be confusing, is like what they call special event ferries. And I don't want to use that. I don't want to be confusing. But anyway, that's a general overview of how the ferries work in San Francisco. Again, there is the San Francisco Bay, which has 5 or 6 lines. Those leave out of the ferry building. And then the other ones are more like specialty. Again, different destinations without being more confusing. But before I sign off, ferries, well, one, when there's BART delays, when there's something to do with the freeway or the bridge, ferry's the way to go, number 1. Number 2, it can be a really cool way to commute, and my understanding is that the costs are very similar to BART or to the train. And then last but certainly not least, I don't drink, but for those of you who do, I have been told that you can get alcoholic beverages on the ferries. Pretty cool.